Oh, hi, AD. I think you might be at the wrong place.
Oh, you're not 80. Okay, think about it.
I've always been a studio apartment dweller. This is my first one bedroom. It feels luxurious. The amount of space that I have, there are multiple closets, there's a pantry. I have a dining room area now. It's a 1920s building, which is always a requirement when I'm looking for apartments in Chicago. I love that vintage feel. I love the coziness of radiator heat. And this one has a gorgeous decorative 1920s radiator, which I was told by someone who recently came to do maintenance on it is not available in most of America now. You kind of have to ship the ornate radiators from Europe.
She's fancy.
The one thing that I didn't like about this apartment when I first moved in is that I'm not allowed to paint. So I was pretty bummed because when I'm not allowed to paint, I would much prefer an apartment to be a bright white color. And this is more of a beigey color.
Everything in my apartment is now beige.
But now that I've lived here for a year, I discovered that it's not actually renter's beige. What it is 90s rom-com yellow.
That.
Sushi!
Sushi! Come out. No! Shut the door!
Chechnya. Isn't it terrible that?
Okay, so it's not really yellow, but it's a very yellowy beige, and it's pretty much the color of so many of the background scenes that I see in my favorite 90s movies. You might notice the 90s themed wall above my reading chair. I know the David Bowie print is technically 70s, but in my opinion, Bowie is transcendent of all decades. Just about anytime you ask the question about something that's kind of aesthetically off in my apartment, the answer is almost always cats. Michelle, why do you have Iron Man patches and package tape on half of your furniture? The answer is cats. Why do you put little tiny pieces of cardboard scattered across your apartment, even if you just cleaned that morning? Cats. Why do you have a really old and tattered blanket lying across all of your furniture at all times? Cats. But I wouldn't have it any other way. If I were to describe the color palette of my space, it would be a matcha latte with oat milk meets sort of like a French macaroon plate. I do find that there is a little bit of a movement through the spaces. My hallway is kind of more of a bamboo Scandi type vibe. My living room is more of like a pastel mid-century modern meets furry and twinette. And the theme of my kitchen and dining room area ended up being very much dictated by my dining room chairs. They are a family heirloom. They belonged to my grandparents on my mother's side, and my cousin had them for a number of years. In fact, she had them during the years that I worked as a house cleaner for her. So I remember very vividly vacuuming around these specific dining room chairs. And they are more of like a darker gothic Jacobean style. I posted up art with more darker and gold frames. I did a little nod to practical magic in one of the art pieces. It does kind of remind me of what could potentially be a practical magic kitchen in there if I could completely overhaul the space.
Sure, Jan.
And then we get to the bedroom, which is kind of the forgotten child of the decor department, mostly because it's very white. And that was not an aesthetic choice. I had a white bed and I had a very colorful blanket, but why do I not have that colorful blanket anymore on my bed? Cats. If you like what you see, either just for the aestheticness of my space
That's not a word.
or for the energy that I'm bringing to this channel, please feel free to like and subscribe. There will be videos every other Friday. If you want to support this channel, you can become a paid subscriber on my Substack. Welcome to Home Half Full.
You're not 80. Okay. Come on. Strength again. Without a cat under my foot.
Into ashes, we fled